Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Road to Recovery with your host, Recovery Lord, aka me, Senor Miguel, Michael Mason. Um, and today, before we get into group, I want to shout out the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Um, they do a bunch of community service in the area. One of the entities that they work with a lot is the Franciscan Center, which is at 101 West 23rd Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21218. Franciscan Center is doing something for St. Patrick's Day. They give meals away every day. Each day they have certain things for certain groups. Like one day they focus on women. The next day they may focus on families, children, men. One thing they're doing is haircut Tuesdays. Um, and I'm gonna put a description of some of these resources in the link in the video. So for more details about some of the resources in the area, it's a bunch of stuff going on that unfortunately doesn't get advertised. So you got to look sometimes for help, and let's take advantage of these resources and these programs while they still here to be taken advantage of. So let's go into today's just for today for March 3rd. Today's just for today reads relapse. There will be times, however, when we really feel like using. We want to run and we feel lousy. We need to be reminded of where we came from, and that will be and that it will be worse this time. This is when we need the program the most. Basic text, page 81. If we're contemplating a relapse, we should think of using through to the bitter end. For many of us, those ends would include severe medical problems, imprisonment, or even death. How many of us have known people who relapse after many years clean only to die from their disease? But there is a death that accompanies a return to active addiction. That may be worse than physical death. This is the spiritual death we experience when we are separated from our higher power. If we use the spiritual relationship we have nurtured over the years, will weaken and perhaps even disappear. We will feel truly alone. There is no doubt that we have periods of darkness in our recovery. There is only one way we can make it through those troubling times, and that's with faith. If we believe that our higher power is with us, then we know that all will be well, no matter how badly we may feel in our recovery. A relapse is never the answer. Together, we find recovery. If we stay clean, the darkness will lift and we will find a deeper connection to our higher power. Just for today, I thank my higher power for the gift of NA. I know that relapse is not the way out. Whatever challenges I face, I will face them with the God of my understanding. Always know this much, and this is what I speak to my clients about. When you're contemplating and you've been doing decent, even if it's only a couple of days, and you're contemplating a relapse or a return to old behaviors, clock it. How they say clock it? Clock it that that's not you in that moment thinking that. That's your addiction trying to do the thinking for you like it has in the past. Stop it. Get some help. And know that relapsing and having a reservation to relapse, you lose some of the things that you gain with getting better. Your family starting to trust you more. Your word meaning something again. People having faith in you after halfway giving up. Those things matter. They mean something. And like I said in previous groups, when you see how much it takes to go into what goes into building a bridge, you're gonna think twice about burning one. You're gonna do that. So today, for today's group, you're gonna have to get a pen and a paper. You're gonna have to get a pen and paper, and when you get this pen and paper, I want you to write a couple of questions down. The first thing I want you to write is, how do I feel in the moment? The next thing I want you to ask is, what do I need more of in my life? The third thing, what is going right in my life? 4, what's bothering me right now and why is it? What are my priorities at the moment? What do I love about myself? If I could share one message with the world, what would it be? What and who inspires me the most? What's draining my energy? What can I do to reduce that? What can I do to take better care of myself? When have I done something that I thought I couldn't do? And the last question is, at the end of my life, what do I want my legacy to be? So the first question, how do I feel at the moment? Checking in. Check in with yourself. Inventory is one of the 12 steps, but you don't have to sit down and do a detailed inventory to do an inventory, if that makes sense. Check in with yourself. Some people do it in the morning. They'll pray to their higher power for peace, travel, and mercy, anything. Um, or they'll at the end of the day, how their day went, if it was good, if it was bad. So how do I feel in a moment? Right now I'm in pain. Right now I'm in pain. And because I've been doing Ramadan for the last couple of weeks, and shout out to everybody doing Ramadan and Lent. I was doing it without drinking and without taking supplements. And because of that, I fainted and got up too quickly, fainted again, ended up hurting my ankle. So at the moment, I feel pain, but I'll know moving forward, I'll take supplements, I'll make adjustments because next week I'm turning 48. So once, life comes with making the necessary adjustment. Shout out to my big brother Jabari. That's his main slogan. He say it every 5 seconds. Make the necessary adjustment. So how I feel in the moment, I'm feeling a little pain, but it's manageable. What do I need more of in my life? I could use more rest, ironically. And this is a doozy and a way to get it, but what do I need more of in my life? What's one thing that I know I could benefit from? Is it sleep? Is it eating better? Is it calling people that you love to tell them you love them instead of waiting until something happens or you need them? Sometimes it's good to just, especially when a person is on your mind, just hit them up. I just got off the phone with my dad. And before that, I made sure I sent my mom and dad lunch money today. Hey, Umi, Star. Hey, Mama. Mama, I'm on TV. uh, what's going right in my life? What's going right is I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself and proud of the strength that I show myself first and foremost. But I'm proud of the effort that I give. And even if things don't work out, because things don't always work out. But when you could take pride and you know that you've done something to the best of your ability, even if it doesn't work, then you can live with the results. That's why it's important to give your best effort, because the elders say you take you everywhere you go. So guess who knows when you're not doing your best? You. And that's the stuff that gives us the guilt and shame that you heard me and my little sister Charisma talking about in the group yesterday, the phone conversation. What's bothering me right now and why? What's bothering me is not being able to be mobile, not being able to be there physically in person right now with certain people that I would appreciate to be with. So that is bothering me, but this too shall pass. But acknowledge what's bothering you and why it's bothering you. And a lot of times, I having a conversation with my little brother Zachary. Um, you know, when we don't have the right type of savings and access to money, that bothers a lot of us. But see, we got to understand it's a reason why they call it currency, because it's controlling the flow of energy going through certain people. So guess what? When they pockets low, then so is their spirit. So is their self-confidence. Wow. They have turned confidence, self-esteem, mental health, and they have put all of that on a piece of paper. That's quite diabolical. What's bothering you right now and why? What are my priorities at the moment? My priorities at the moment is always family first. Me. I exist because of family. They got me this far. There's no way I could have got here on my own. And my higher power, God, got me here. And once I heal up and get better, I still will fast, but I'm gonna do it correctly. So my priorities is my faith, my acknowledging my strengths and weaknesses, both. What do I love about myself? I love the fact that I I love the feedback that I get from people. It's feedback that I don't pay for. It's feedback that I don't bribe a person to give me, but I feel like I'm on the right track and hitting some of the right buttons based off of the feedback that I get. And I love that I'm able to respond to my abilities. Responsibility. If I could share one message with the world, what would it be? Well, if I could teach the world to be a thug and how many, grew up listening to that. Tavana did not play about Bone Thugs and Harmony. I won't go too deep into it because I don't want the phone calls. After why you tell them all that I had to post up there? You feel me? And I was X, Y, and Z. So if I could share one message with the world, what would it be? To never give up, because somebody's always watching, and not just watching to see you fail, but watching to see that if if you're making something that they deemed impossible possible, then it's possible. I remember my sister Kim getting her first car, and seeing that riding around, it made me feel like, well, I'm trying to see what that, I'm trying to see what that's like. Never give up, and because you don't know who's watching, and even if you're not the person to change the world, you could motivate the the mind of the person who does. Um, who inspires me the most? I inspire myself the most because I feel like I can't I can't stop. Life is about moving forward and up, not down and backwards. That's why you should not be falling in love, because the fall is the wrong direction. Love should uplift you and motivate you to be your best self. Um, so who inspires me the most? Definitely myself. And spoiler alert, my family, my clients, anyone who anyone who I put value in their life, and in return they bring value into mine. That's who inspires me the most. What's draining my energy right now? And what can I do to reduce it? And the reason you ask yourself questions like this is because when you ask a person who getting on your damn nerves right now, oh yeah, my neighbor, they keep parking too close to my car, they arguing with their girl, my son, my boss. When you tell a person what's bothering you, oh, the list is so long. When you tell a person, what's inspiring them, I gotta think. They gotta brainstorm. That means they're paying too much attention to the things they don't like instead of the things they do. And as they say, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. So if you're spending a bunch of time on giving a bunch of energy, your inner God, to things that are bothering you, you're fueling that. You're fueling that foolishness. And we got to make sure that we balancing things out. I acknowledge everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what's draining my energy right now? Actually, these last couple of days, I've actually been able to catch up on energy and replenish. So I wish it didn't take an accident for me to realize and acknowledge that I was doing a little too much. Don't ever bite off more than you can chew. Um, but nothing's really draining my energy right now. And I'm going to thank God for that. Because the less things you have to complain about, why not thank Him for that? Don't we go to Him, and when it's something to complain about, yeah, I've been doing good. Why did I pass out because of Ramadan? Because I wasn't drinking water and I wasn't taking supplements. And it's okay. What can I do to take better care of myself? What can you do to take better care of yourself? Um, Sleep, get rest, save. It's tax time right now. Instead of me getting on Facebook and seeing Instagram and seeing all these posts of all these vacations and all this new stuff people buying themselves, print out your print out your credit report and satisfy one of those debts and let your credit score go up so that you need less money to buy some of the same things you're buying now, and you don't need a cosigner. Um, Take better care of yourself financially, spiritually. It's a thing where they call it retail therapy, but retail therapy is usually followed by retail remorse. When you think about all the stuff you could have did with all that money you just ran through. Um, when have I done something that I thought I couldn't do? Going to college and graduating, becoming recovery lawyer. The highest grade I went to in life is the 8th grade. So that came with some stigma. I thought I was scared at first to get a GED, but I had my aunt Rhonda Dormis. Shout out if you seeing this. She came to me and said, "Mike, you too young to give up. You're going to GED school with me. We going together." So hey, you need to do something. Sometimes it can be strength in numbers. And we find people we can go to the club with and go to Dubai and turn up with or something. Why not make a pact? Hey, we gonna go get work on our license. We gonna go get our barbering license. We gonna open up a business together. We gonna do this together. Let's match each other's effort and hustle, and not just match each other's petty all the time. So when I went to college, I thought, hmm, they're gonna be talking about stuff that I should have already learned in high school. And I had to get out my own way, because if you're thinking like that before you even go to college, then you setting yourself up for failure. You should be having daydreams of wearing your cap and gown and your graduation ceremony and flipping it, because they'll tell you black is negative and ugly. But guess what? When you graduate from college, high school, you wear all black gown. When you go to a courtroom, that judge has an all black robe on. So it's also a color of authority if you step up to that plate and respond to your abilities. At the end of my life, what do I want my legacy to be? That that I'm a real one. That my black life matter. And I know some people be like, is he Arabian? Is he this? Is he that? Um, I'm me, recovery Lord. And I don't have to defend that. Why? Because it does enough defending of for itself. How about it? So this, what we did today, this quiz, is an example of like a daily inventory, pretty much. Because when you do a daily inventory, you're not just looking to see what went wrong, how you messed up. You also looking to see what went right, because what went right needs to be repeated. So do this. This is something that should be done. I encourage anyone, whether you're in recovery or not, to do a daily inventory. Don't just go through the motions, and don't just talk about mental health, in posts, but don't even acknowledge your own mental health. Some people use mental health, education and all that just to break somebody else down. Now I know, oh snap, oh shit, now I know what's wrong with you. No, you should be using any intelligence that's in your brain right now, should first and foremost be figuring out your conundrum, your situation first and foremost. Because the stronger you are, hopefully the stronger everyone around you is. Even if you're not the type of person that always want to reach out and touch somebody's hand on some who is that? It was one of them singers from back in the day. Diana Ross, make this world a better place if you can. Even if you're not that person, at least by you being your strongest self, you don't need help. So people who are into helping don't have to constantly always help the same people all the damn time. After a while, get your shit together so people can help other people. It is bigger than you out here. Out here. So yeah, this was today's group, a daily inventory, the importance of an inventory. You should have got a piece of paper and a pen and wrote this stuff down, and ask yourself questions. Don't wait. You can't wait for somebody else to ask you in these days and times, because people so caught up in their own little life. One, then two, a lot of people unfortunately live in double lives, so they double crossing themselves. So it's hard enough to live one life. You try and live two. You try and be on both sides of the street. And it's a book. I don't know if you read it, but it said you can't serve two masters. And I tell my clients that's why when you pick recovery, you do gotta stick with that. You want your body to get better, your mind to get better, your credit, your finances to get better. You can't have that happen and then still, as they say here in Baltimore, be bipping on a here and there tip, bipping, going out, tiptoeing through the tulips, and still doing foolishness. You gotta pick a side. You gotta pick a struggle. Don't they say that? Um, so I think I'm a leave this here. I love y'all so much for tuning in, man. The responses I'm getting from people, they warm my heart. It warms my heart to see how much people are benefiting from this message, this daily message. So I'm gonna end it with God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. Subscribe, like this, share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Um, Take notes. I encourage people, get a journal. Get a journal. And while we're going on this road to recovery, write down some of the stuff that is catching your attention that you feel as though, oh, that's a, is the endocrine system failure. I thought, man, this is too much and all that. And I'm getting some really good positive feedback. That's stuff that, people really never heard before in recovery. So, hey, let's keep this momentum going. And I love you all. TTYL.